Hi everyone, welcome to BumbleBeeCrafts. Thanks for tuning in to another video from me. Happy Monday, start of another creative week here on BumbleBeeCrafts. And this week I am still playing with the mixed media medley. Sorry if you guys are getting a bit bored with it, but I'm just loving playing with this kit. As I think I explained in my very first video, mixed media is something that I love. I love watching other people do it, but I'm just not very confident in my own ability to do them because it's a completely different style out of my comfort zone. So the way Rachel has put these kits together means that it takes the fear out of some of the elements. I think I've explained this before in previous videos. Where are we? This one especially, like the backgrounds. We've done 3 different types of videos now because when I was looking at this I had 3 different ideas. So the first video we used predominantly these and we made our own backgrounds on top of them. Then we did the reverse in week 2 and we've done stamping and mark making onto those. Last week I picked out some of these gorgeous doodles that had already been done. She'd already done the colours, she'd already done the doodling and everything in the kit, so I thought I'd add a sewing element to it. So with all of those bits that I've pulled together, I thought I really want somewhere to house all of these, to store them, but I don't just want to make a simple ephemera folder where you'll pop them all in. I thought, well, why don't I try and make it a little bit like an art journal? So that's what we're doing today. We're going to pull together the bits that we've made and other bits from the kits. I'm going to be using some bits from the patchwork kit because I've not used those yet, and as you can see I've already made a little bit of a start. So today's video and Wednesday's video will be me putting this together. I'll show you different elements of it and my ideas, and then that will be it. We will be done with the Maze Mixed Media Mayhem, although it has inspired me to play again with some of my inks and everything, so I'll probably be going back to from June onwards to my Messy Mondays and just exploring mixed media again. It's yeah, really ignited the passion to do a bit more and to push myself to play with like the jelly plate, create backgrounds and then turn those backgrounds into beautiful fodder. So yeah, that's the plan. Today I've made a bit of a start. Let's move these out of the way. As you can probably tell by the shape of this is or was an Amazon packaging. It's the old ones they used to use before they went to the paper bags, and it had a little flap here and a little flap here with whatever was in it, and then that was kind of like sealed all around. So I've taken it off, flattened it all out, and I put this sticky back sheet. They're just sheets of stickers that I've got a whole stash of, but they don't stick very well, and I put it in my pile of journal covers, wanting to do something with it and just never did, and I thought the pink goes perfectly with these kits. This one is the mixed media medley, these backgrounds, and I absolutely love them. Out of all of the ones she's done, apart from the embroidery pages, these are my favourite mixed media pages. But it didn't work because I was thinking I could put like a focal point and have the pink show through, but it didn't work. It hasn't covered very well. I have to keep re-sticking it because I just used the sticky. I didn't put any extra glue on, so learnt my lesson. But what I thought would do is collage over it, and then that way it seals it all inside. So I've made a start, and I think I've got a few ideas here. So yeah, I've printed off various different pages that I like. I haven't got all of the pages from the kit, just some, and yeah, I just thought we would start by collaging our base. Then I'll probably see about adding maybe a bit of ink to the edges, and possibly even, I thought I'd push the boat out here and really go for it and use, these are acrylic paint that's been watered down, which is ideal for doing your splats, because I mean, like this page here, you've got some black splats all over it, and I just thought I would add a textural level to this by doing that, because I'm not going to be able to put this probably through my sewing machine. I might try with my jeans needle and see if it'll work, but yeah. And then I'm cracking out the good old Mod Podge sparkle. You've seen me use that before and you know how much I love it, and I finally got myself a bigger pot so I can do a whole cover. So once I've put the various layers on, that's the plan, is to put the sparkly Mod Podge on there, and then I can figure out how I'm going to do it, whether I'm going to do it as a journal and then just put the ephemera into different pockets, or I'm going to have some flip outs. I haven't quite decided on that bit yet. But first things first is collage. So let's move my ruler to the side. Don't need my ink just yet. Bring in some dictionary page that I'm using for my glue pages, and let's go, and let's start with putting these bits down that I'd planned out. So how's everybody doing? I hope you're all doing well. Hope you're enjoying, if you're in my northern hemisphere, southern hemisphere, I get those two confused, but if you're in into summer, it'll be early summer now, won't it? I hope you're enjoying some lovely weather. We haven't had that much lovely weather, as I probably said in my last couple of videos. We've had quite a bit of rain these last few weeks of May. May started off really nicely, but the last week and a half, 10 days, it's been nothing but rain. So I'm hoping it's quite cloudy out here at the moment. There's no chance of rain. I have put washing out, so I'm being very brave today. So hopefully the sun will come out later. Okay, that's nice. I like that on there. Now I wanted this bit so that the flower was at the top. So I'm thinking I might just put that underneath there first. So let's take off, we don't need all of this, do we? About there. And put this one on next. There's noisy planes again in the sky. Hopefully it didn't pick it up on the video. Okay, so I'm going to put you, actually going to do it level from this side. Make sure that's all down. I'm also hoping that the crease in the middle hasn't worked. It's still got the soft bendiness, and I'm hoping by putting this on here it will strengthen it up so that I can then rescore the lines, because I do want that as a bit of a flap, because that's going to be the cover. Put an eyelet in there and wrap some material around it. Okay, so I want this one on here, but we don't need all of this overhanging, do we? There we go. So let's put this one on. So I am thinking about placement with my collage on this one a little bit more than I would if I was just using leftover scraps to make to collage with and make stuff, make backgrounds. Because I also thought actually that it would be quite nice to use some of the doodle flowers from last week's video on the cover as well, once it's all been decorated and you've got the Mod Podge over it, to then add those flowers on as embellishments for the cover. Okay, so we've got a little spot here. So what do we want to use? These are our scraps. These were the other 2 pages from the kit that I really liked. Thinking that might get covered up. Actually, I quite like this with that bit on there, so I don't need all of that. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here, then I'll come down here, and I'm going to take some off this side, I think, because I want to see all of them. Or do I? That covers up that. No, I do want to see most of it. Like that. I can actually take off where that 3 is, I think. That's good. Because what I'm thinking is you're going to have some flowers dotted around, so that'll give me a bit of space there. I still get to see that at the top, and I can always put a little book plate or something on there. So yeah, let's put this one down. So I was trying to figure out orientation for doing some shorts, some YouTube shorts. And I'd figured out, I managed to change this ring light that holds my camera to the angle that I wanted it and everything. And it was filming me, because instead of filming me on a big screen like you guys are seeing the shorts, as you probably know, you have black bits down the side because it films it on a lengthways, like that vertical way. And it was filming me that, but every time it saved the video, it turned the video like that. And I don't have rotate on. I couldn't figure it out. And we think with the phone, if the where you've got the controls down one side, if there's a slight tip, it automatically turns it. So who knew? I have to try and be a bit more technical when I'm doing that. Now I quite like this whole piece, so but I do want to use this on something, so I'm going to tear down probably about here. Actually, I had thought I wanted that down this panel, but it's not going to work because this was on the edge of the page. So if I do stick it on here, it's going to be afterwards. So what I'm thinking is, if we now tear this along there, I can slightly overlap it and put a piece on here. That would work. So that bit can go on there, and then we can fill in the gaps, so that number 2, do it so that the number 2 goes over. Okay, let's move that over to dry. Let's come back. So have you guys been playing along with the mixed media, or are you doing your own different crafting? I'd love to know what you're working on at the moment. Okay, so we don't need to do too much overlap. Just about there, and that looks about right. Okay, let's smooth this down because I want it all to glue right on here. It's not wanting to go on, glue down. Right, so I'm going to cut that that over. Cut that bit off. Stick that onto something in the bin. That can just then go like that. And that, yeah, as I thought, I'm going to need to just trim that off like so. Oops, doesn't look like there's much glue left on there, does there? That's dried very quickly. It's not as warm today because of the cloud and the breeze that's about, but I guess the house is warm. Okay, so that is that bit. Yeah, that's nice. I like that. I still want to put that down there, so I definitely am going to take this off around it like this. That's going to go just as a decoration, I think, on here, so I'm going to take a little bit extra off of this. Oops, like so. And then once we've collaged it, I will put that on there, and then in the middle there you'll have your eyelet. I like that. I think that's going to look nice. Okay, so what do we want? Do we want to use any of these bits perhaps to fill in this gap? It's not quite long enough. How about we have some of those numbers? That would be nice. Put down there. What do we think? That folds over. Yeah, like that. Maybe now I could put what can we put under here? What about this? We put that over there. Take a little bit off this end. We go where this black line is. I am creating lots of little scraps to have another play with, aren't we? That looks good there. I know I'm covering most of it up, but I want to fill that gap there. Then I do want to use a bit of this. Maybe I'll put that over there. It's like a jigsaw, isn't it? Putting all our collage pieces together as to how we want them. And then maybe that can just go over the top. Yeah, okay. I think that's how we're going to do it. I don't want to spend too much more time on here because I want to collage obviously the inside, and then I want to do some of the splats as well. Give it a bit of an ink as well. So if we're going higher up, and we were going to go like that. That's that. We want to then put this under here. Okay. going to hide most of that blue. Oops. With that. This was going on the top bit. We're nearly there, nearly done the front. I think that's how I want it. There we go. Oops. Okay, so we then just want this little strip just to cover that little hole there. And I'm going to have it like that. There we go. I mean, the pages already looked wonderful on their own because of all the different elements that were on it, but I love that. Absolutely love it. It's really, really good. Mind you, I love anything pinky purpley colours, so, and it feels like it's making it a bit stiffer. So let's go and do the inside. Oh, before I forget, let me glue these down where I want them, right in the centre of that bit. I'm going to turn it this way so that I can get it quite central. I was going to say centerized, but that's not a word, is it? My brain. My brain. Okay. Does that look about up a little bit? Yeah, that looks about right. Because that, when it folds over, is what you will see on the front. We'll have the eyelet in tight all round. Brilliant. Okay. Put that one over to dry. So let's now collage on the inside, but I want to have a bit of a think just to see if I'm going to put anything in here. The idea was, I think, to have some kind of flaps out. But I might just do like a big gusseted pocket and put some bits in here, and then create a separate little envelope thing for the back here. Still have a journal in here, but I'm wondering about doing it as a traveler's notebook style, so this becomes more of a traveler's notebook style cover, where you'll have the two of some eyelets in and the elastic, because then I can put inside it a bit more of an art journal. So I can put some watercolour paper and things like that, and hopefully over time I can then just pull this journal out, be inspired by all these wonderful images and everything from Rachel's kit, and have a go at doing some myself. So that, I think, is my plan. I think that's the way I want to go. So I think this side needs to be quite neutral, so we can just have something like this over that whole piece. I think would work. So we're going to do it about there. I'm going to my fingers are a bit sticky. I'm going to tear that off. That's going to go on there. I'm going to, we can tear you off about there, and we can do the same with this, just a rough little triangle. You're not really going to notice it much once it's got Mod Podge and everything over it. So that's going to go there. Where are others? Neutral ones. Just some little bits there. Now let's have a look at some other pages. I can bring them in. These are just gorgeous. That one, I think I'm going to put it in the front. I did think about some of these as well, but I might save those for the actual pages. And then these were prints of, there we go, I'm going to use that one, prints of the pages that I did in, I think it was part 2 of the May's Mixed Media Mayhem, where I was taking Rachel's existing backgrounds and then creating some elements on top of them, like the stamping and the stenciling and everything. Okay, so just bear with us a moment while I take the edges, white edges off of this. And in my bin. Okay, so I'm just wondering if I put that, do we want it? We can get it in there. Okay. There we go. So I'm going to have that down first with that over the top. Okay. Okay. Oops. Drop in my glue. Okay. And then we'll pop this down. Yeah, I've really been inspired with this journal by Steph over at Hilltop View Journals. I think I said before, she does such wonderful mixed media stuff. Even when she was doing the garden story, her elements were just wonderful with all the mixed media bits to them. So I was inspired by the journal that she's made. Her video is up showing you the process, and I really liked it. So I thought, right, I'm going to give that a go. Now I do want to put, because this is probably going to be where the middle joins, I do want to put a fairly big piece down the centre, so that you've got no little bits in the way. Excuse me. So we can, yeah, same size pretty much. So let's put this piece in the middle. No, don't stick to my glue page. Okay. There we go. Putting it all down in those ridges. So, there we go. And then what do we want to put on here? Is there any little bits here that we like the look of? I like those numbers actually, so I might have them there. What's on here? Oh, this, I like this bit as well. Actually, I might have that bit across there. Or do I want that bit down there? Actually, that's the perfect length for there, isn't it? Let's just do that bit down there. Yeah, let's just do that bit down there. And bring this one back. Okay, and then I do think we will get to have time in this video to do the splats. No, oh, I want me to move down a bit, move it down a bit. There we go. Oh, I've shifted, everything's moved. Now, is that back in camera? Yes, it's back in camera, sorry about that. Okay, so that's where I want that. Oh, not wide enough. That bit is. I'll stick you there. Try and use up some of these little bits perhaps, because I know I'm going to have a pocket on here on this front bit. So I would imagine a fair bit of this is going to be covered with the pocket. So I'll pop you up there with a scraper. There we go. I think I'm going to have these numbers. Oh, clumsy. I'm being very, very clumsy today. Very clumsy, not just in this video, I have been this morning. Just, it's like things just want to jump out of my hand and my dexterity is all over the place. Welcome to my world, the joys of me being clumsy and dropping things. I broke a cat's bowl the other day, one of the really nice ones as well, and I don't know what happened. I'd taken the lid off of the biscuit jar of theirs, and it went from my hand over to the side and landed on the side of the bowl, smashed it, and it's just, oh no, it just jumped out of my hand. Okay, now we've just got one little bit here, which, what's that going to fit? Oh, it will. But I don't want to cover up too much of that pinky colour. So, actually, I think I'll come a little bit further out like this. This is a better sized piece. There we go. Oh, see what I mean? Keep dropping things today. Keep dropping things. Okay. There we go. Okay, so we are covered. Oh, that looks really nice. I love that. I really love how this has turned out. So next step is we can do the splattering on here, and I'll probably do splats front and back. So what I'm going to do is pause the video, and then I will be back. I'll get set up because I have a splatter box, a big box, so it doesn't make too much of a mess. So yeah, I'm going to pause the video, get that set up, and I will be back momentarily. Hi everyone, so I'm back. I've got my big box here ready for splattering. As you can see, it's been used quite a bit, and I'm standing up to do this because it's such a big box, but it just helps protect it so it doesn't go everywhere in my craft room. And as you've seen from the first part of this video, just how clumsy I am. Okay, so first things first is I just repurposed these old pill pots that medication came in, because they are so useful. And yeah, I mean, this is an empty one and it's just perfect for storing, and I can keep them in there. So yeah, really handy. So this colour is pink, and all I do is I've just put a little bit of acrylic paint in there, and then just topped it up with some water, just to thin it down and water it down, and then that makes it much easier to splatter. So I've got a good amount on here, and I am just going to, oh, that's come up really nicely. I love this pink. There we go. I think that's enough for the pink. Then I want to just have a little look and see what other colours I've got. I have got a purple, but I'm not, there is elements of purple, but I don't think that's going to go. I'm just wondering, this is a green. I've put a little bit on the top so that I can see it, and I'm just wondering, it's the wrong kind of blue. Wrong kind of blue. Perhaps I just stick with the pink and then put some extra black spots on there, because I do really like how that pink has come up. So let me just, I'm cleaning my brush off to the side, and the black is exactly the same. It's got acrylic paint and water mix, and I just give it a quick little mix up, because they have stood for quite a while. This one's really quite watery. Oh, that's nice. I like that. Okay, well, I do like things in threes, so what other colour? I can see I've got it on my hands. What other colour do we want to use? I don't think white, because there's already some white on there. I would like a blue. I'm just wondering if this is a lighter colour blue, because I know I've got two blues here. I've got this one, which is quite dark, which I think is going to be too dark. I am keep going back to this one. If only you could tell me, you guys, what you think. But I think this one is going to blend better. Mixed media isn't about blending though, is it? It's often contrasting colours, and I struggle with that, so I'm going to go with this one. I'm going to be brave. Let's just do it. If I don't like it, then I can just put something over the top of these, of where these spots have landed, because I do love this colour. And these acrylic paints are just cheap, very, very cheap ones from Hobbycraft that I get, just so that I can have a little experiment and a play. Ooh, actually, I am glad I did go with this one. I really like that. Okay, that is the cover done. Me covered in paint, but the cover's done. Let's put the lid on that one, put it back in my little tray, and I will just move this out of the way and then bring it in to show you, so you can see a bit clearer. Okay, so there we go. Can you see that? The different spots that we've just created and put on the top. So that's going to need to dry now before I can do the other side. So again, I'll pause it here and I'll come back in this video once it's dry, and we'll have another play with the other side. Hello guys, I'm back. So this has dried, this side. I did try, because those bits were a bit big droplets, I did use my heat gun to speed it up a little bit, basically because I was a bit impatient. I wanted to get on and do the second side. Yeah, so it's exactly the same. I'm going to go with that lovely pink colour. Then a quick little mix again, because it does separate quite easily, and then I'm just going to Do lots of splotches. On here, lovely. So that's the pink. Then again, the same as we did on the front, I'm going to go with the black. Okay. Okay, that's nice. And then in with that lovely green colour. Just clean my brush. And mix the green back up a little bit. There we go. So that's the green. So it looks totally different to the front. The first one at the front had some really big splotches on that I really loved how they turned out. Let me just move this to the side and then I'll bring it back in carefully to show you. So you can see this side, it's a lot finer splotches. There's some bigger ones there, but a lot finer. So I'm going to again let that dry and then I will be back and we'll do some bit of inking and any Mod Podge that we want to do. So see you shortly. Hello again. It's all nice and dry and I don't know if you can hear, because I use the heat tool to speed it up, it's unstuck all the things. It just shows you how not very sticky that the sticker sheets were. So I'm glad we've collaged over that, but that's going to make a really nice crunchy feel to the journal. I think that little sound's going to be lovely. Okay, so I do want to add some ink to it. These are the inks that I've been using. And I'm actually thinking, because there's a lot of pink on there, and normally I would, we'll go with pink because it blends, but I'm thinking because we didn't have a blue that matched this, I'm going to go around the outside, I think, with Mermaid Lagoon would look really nice. I think this one's going to be too dark, and I don't want the green. So yeah, Mermaid Lagoon Oxide, and I'm just going to go around the edges of this and give it a bit of a nice little ink. I think, yeah, I think this is going to look really nicely. Really nice. And because it blends, I'm kind of just sort of doing a bit of blending with it as well. Yeah, like this is nice. It adds a different level to it, but it takes away some of that bright pink as well, which is not a bad thing. But it's this is mixed media, and we're all about experimenting with different colours and adding different layers. So I'm trying not to bend this because I want to properly score along it where I want the it to be folded in half, and it's already got a natural fold in the middle, and I'm trying not to. What the hell, look at that, that's changed that completely, hasn't it? Oh, I really like that. Let's make sure all our edges are done, and then I'll just flip it over and we'll go and do the inside. Not quite as much pink on the inside, but that's fine. I do love the oxides for their blending ability, these distress ones. They are so lovely. I must use them more. I tend to just stick with the vintage photo and use the ink, but I think different colours in different journals would be really quite nice. A bit more darker there. Okay, so that, actually it goes that way, doesn't it, is the inside. Oh, I like that, really like that. So that's yet another element that we've done. So now what I need to do is Mod Podge. The glitter, I don't think I want to add anything more to this other than then the focal points that are going to go on here. I think we've got enough layers now that we can seal it all with the sparkly Mod Podge, because you've got to have a bit of sparkle. So I've got it to the side here. Let's put my big plastic sheet down. And crack open the Mod Podge. Let's move those up. Oops. On there. I haven't used this in a while, so it might take a little while to come down, but I want to use... Actually, I think I'm just going to go straight into the new pot. Oh, it's got a seal on it. Am I going to be able to get this open? Oh, darn. As I spend the next half an hour trying to unseal this. No, it hasn't undone it. I'm going to have to pop it. There we go. Give it a stab with the scissors. There. That's better. There we go. So we can use it. We don't actually need that. I can use it straight from here. Okay. So here we go. It's probably going to make the ink maybe bleed a little bit, but if I'm quick and just do a nice thin little layer, because that's all I want to do, is just to seal it basically. And then this will add even more dimension to it. Okay. There we go, that looks like that bit's covered. Let's move it on. Move it up slightly. Okay. I'm just trying to get out some of my brush strokes on those thicker bits. Oh, it's gone from being quite pale to really dark, sort of more vivid, I suppose, because it's wetting it and making it more intense. That's the word, more intense of a colour. It's nice, I like it. that is covered. So what I need to do now is obviously let it dry. So let's see how long we're at. Yeah, what I'll do is I will come back at the end of this video. I'm going to leave it to dry. I will do the other side off camera. I think you will know how to put Mod Podge on. So I'll let this dry, do the other side, and then when it's completely all dry, I will come back and we will do any little bits of maybe some fabric, any other bits that we want to do to finish the cover. So yeah, see you shortly. Hello, I'm back and the cover has dried, done both sides, and I have actually attempted to do some stitching. I wasn't sure if it was going to work on here, so I had, but it did, it worked perfectly. So I've stitched on here as well. I've kind of given myself my little spine that I want to use, and then this has got just a little bit of a gusset on there as well. And unfortunately, when I was stitching this, because I was stitching, as you can see, very close to the edge, end shot, yeah, very close to the edge, I went off a bit there and it made it look messy. And as that is the bit that you join, I'm going to put the eyelet in to tie round. I thought that's going to annoy me because I'm going to see it, so I don't mind if it's a bit wonky. I mean, I went a bit wonky on this spine seam there, but I'm not bothered about that. This, I just knew it would bug me every time I looked at it, so I've put a bit of this that came in that wonderful Etsy purchase of mine from the JD Stitches. So now it's dry, I'm ready to stitch it, so I thought we'd just spend a couple more minutes finishing this off, and then the cover is done and I'll give you a show of it all. So my machine is set up, ready. Let me just move these to the side so that I don't catch it. Now, one thing I have done, where am I? I want to go on zigzag because this is glued, so I'm going to do zigzag because I think that would give a bit better look to it, and I want to go there. Make sure that's down. There we go. One tip before I start is the reason why I was able to go through such thick pieces of corrugated card, all the glue sticker sheets I put on, and all of the collage in, is because I use jeans needles. I swap it out to my jeans needle, which you can buy in haberdasheries, or Amazon probably sell them, but it's specifically for jeans and thick, dense, heavy material. It's something to do with the ratio here is 100/16, something to do with the strength of the needle and what it can resist before it would break, whereas the one that is normally has on here is for things like cotton, softer material, where you're only tending to do 2, possibly 3 layers of those, whereas you think of a pair of jeans, when you do the hem, you've got about 3 or 4 thicknesses, then you fold it over, so you're probably getting sometimes even 8 thicknesses, so it's got to go through an awful lot. Another way, if you can't get jeans, they do leather needles for the sewing machine. Most sewing machines should do them, so that's what I use, and it goes through relatively easy. So let's go nice and slow, and we are just going to catch this. Like so. There we go. So that's given me a line of stitching all along there. Not that it needed it, but yeah, let's move the sewing machine over. Let me just unplug it, and then I can get the it moved to the side. I can put that away a bit later. So this is our cover. Doesn't it look lovely? Can you see that lovely sparkle? I love it. So it will fold over like this, and that's going to be the cover. we're going to put an eyelet in here, so I just need to roughly measure where the centre is. Let's is it going to be easier in inches? Oh, look at that, it's exactly 7 inches. So half of 7, so it's going to be 3.5. I'm just putting a line on here because I'm not sure how far in I want to come. I think I want to come a little bit further in than that, so I think actually I'm going to mark it on this side, so let me just rub that out. Lovely, and you won't see that. So let's mark it from this side. So we want 3.5. I'm probably thinking probably here. Oops, my nib gone on my pencil. Let's do my hole. Yeah, that's a big one. There we go. And I'm going to use silver because I've used silver on a lot of my ephemera pieces that I've made. I'll put that in there. Give it a good squash down. Lovely. And that is going to have some sari looped around it. I don't have any sari, but I'll have some ribbon, some dyed ribbon, I think, and then I can just tie it up, because then that way it doesn't matter too much as to what's on here. You're not going to see it. So what the next thing I want to do is I want to do the spine, which is going to be the elasticated. It's a bit like a traveller's notebook cover that you would have. So I need 2 at the top, 1 at the bottom. So with that in mind, it's there. So I want to come below the stitch. I'm just looking to make sure I'm below the stitching. There we go. Thought I'd done it wrong for a minute then. Oh, I pinched my finger. And then I want to come again a little bit lower than that, but not too much lower. There we go. So we need 2. I can grab another 2 silver eyelets here. Might need to squash these a little bit more. We'll see. That one a good squeeze. Let's go back and give that one a bigger squeeze. Yeah, they're okay. So they're going to be at the top like that. So I need to do 1 now at the bottom. Like so. Another little silver eyelet. I'm running low on eyelets. Okay. Put that in there. And then Give that a good squish down. Lovely. So now we just need to pop some through our elastic in, and I just got this. It's round elastic in black and it's 10mm, and I got this on Amazon. So how do we do this? We don't want to see it on the outside. Have I got to have two at the end? I'm just trying to remember, because yeah, I don't want to see it, so you do need two. I didn't think you had to have two. Perhaps it's because there was one in the middle. No? Okay. Yeah, you are going to have two at the other end to do it, because I don't want you to see any elastic on the outside, because I might even put a little bit of lace or something in the middle, and I've also can hang some charms and stuff. Okay, another one in here it is. Let me turn this over, make it easier to see. Okay, so we want to come up slightly. I don't know if it's going to let me. Yeah, it does cut. That might be a little bit too close, but we'll see. There's a silver one. It's been a long time since I've done a traveller's notebook style cover, and I'm kind of doing this kind of impromptu. Just wanted to get this finished off before I can then carry on with some other bits. Okay, so that's one top and bottom. So where were we? That's it. We're putting you through there and then back up the top, and then this is where we will knot it off. Now I want it quite tight, so I'm going to give myself about that, give it a little tightness. That should be good, and then knot this again. That actually gives me two, so you could put something in here if you wanted to, slightly smaller, and a bigger one there. Okay, I'm really pleased with that. So all we need to do now is look to do a nice little panel on the front. I'll find some ribbon, and then we can put some pockets in and sort out a little signature and everything. So I will be back on Wednesday when we will get as much of this finished as we can in the Wednesday's video. So I hope you've enjoyed the today's video. I hope it's inspired you to, again, play with these images, but add some of your own, like I did. I added my own splotches of paint to it, of Mod Podge glitter, and I've sewn on it, so I've added yet more texture and layers to it. So there we go. Thank you very much for watching. Happy crafting, everybody, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care. Bye.